Hello, Jennifer Tochi here, and I have a new thing that's going on in my channel. As I'm cleaning out my shelves and trying to organize them, yes, and figuring out how to organize them, my son came into my room and he says, "Mama, why do you keep buying all these horror movies? And you do not watch them, and you do, oh shit, yeah, and you do not review them like you like to." Well, I said, "Brian, that's a wonderful idea. Why don't you start bringing out a video every week? Pick out a video that you think I should watch in my horror collection, and um, and I will watch it and review it." And he says, "Do I have to watch it?" And I said, "Of course not. You don't like horror movies." And I said, "You don't even have to watch the review. You just tell me which one I should watch, and I'll do it and review it." And he goes, "Then call it Brian Picks." And I said, "That's what I'll call it. So this is Brian Picks. Because, darn it, he's tired of me getting all these horror movies and not watching them or reviewing them." So this week, well, last week anyway, he picked out Sorority Row. Yes. Movie made in, excusez-moi, need my breeders for a minute. I have not written anything down about this. 1909, no, 2009. And and it has a strange kind of reminding of I Know What You Did Last Summer and a lot of the movies that they came out at that time. Yes, I believe it's 5 sorority girls are in the middle of an end of the school sorority party, and they decide to play a joke on one of the younger fraternity brothers. And I had a very hard time remembering these girls' names. So there's like the bitchy blonde, you know, the Chinese girl that is nicer than she is in the middle of in the front of the movie, and the wimpy girl, and yes, yeah, so that's probably what you're going to be hearing. You're not going to be hearing any names. I'll probably remember the guy's name who they play the joke on, which is Garrett. Okay. Yes. Yes, and they decide to play a joke on this Garrett. And bitchy blonde girl gives Garrett that medicine that is supposed to knock girls out so guys can have sex with them as they are passed out. Don't remember the name of this medicine. Okay. Maybe because I'm not in a sorority or a fraternity. But yes, and as this happens, the to the girl that's supposed to have been given the drugs, she was actually given aspirin, I believe, and she pretends to die. And so they sneak her, the four other girls that are doing it, sneak her and Garrett into the car and pretend like they're going to the hospital and keep saying, Garrett, you're going to jail. Garrett, and just scaring the living shit out of him. Yes, and on the way there, something happens. Which always does. Something always happens when those darn sorority sisters try to do something nasty like that. If you're going to become a sorority sister, pledge a mega moo every time. Yeah, a mega moo every time. Okay. Yes, well, they're there, laid her on the ground on a blanket. They have already shown that she's still alive, and they say, shh, you're supposed to be dead. And so, yes, they keep going on and on again about what they're going to do and how they have to put her in the pond to die, to hide her body. And they have to get all the air out of her lungs or she'll come up and float. 'Cause they always float. Learned that from a movie too. Yes. And during this time, girl who turns nice later on in the movie says to bitchy blonde girl, shouldn't we stop this now? It's kind of going overboard. And bitchy blonde says, no, this is fun. And right as that happens, Garrett puts a tire iron through the girl's windpipe and says, there, now all the air's gone. So, yes, she is actually dead. And they say, we can't let anybody know this happened. We can't. We're sisters. We're sisters till the end. Okay. And they dump her down an old well. And the girl who says they shouldn't dump her down there, the bitchy blonde girl, has taken the nice girl's coat off and her cell phone and thrown it down there so that she can't say anything. Or they'll say she did it. Oh, bitchy blonde girl is a bitchy blonde girl. I'm not saying, no, not all blonde girls are bitchy. But this one is. Okay. Next come 3 years later. And everybody's graduating. Except Garrett, who has had an emotional breakdown, I guess. Yes. And the sorority is having another party. Yes, hurrah, hurrah. People who were involved in this and their boyfriend and girlfriend start showing up dead. They start getting weird text messages. And from the dead girl's phone. Okay. Now, I was not impressed with the acting, as you can probably tell, because I don't even remember the girls' names. I did love that Carrie Fisher was in this movie. She played the mother of the house. And she just played a funny character that says, don't do anything to my house, you know. She gives them all a bracelet as they're about to graduate, and yeah, and she's just a badass too in the end of the movie. But I loved seeing her in this, her playing the badass. No, she wasn't the murderer. I'm not telling you who the murderer is. Okay, but I was not very into the acting. That blonde girl, she just annoyed the hell out of me. I did love the kills, though. They were very gruesome. Yes, and I loved the, what's it called? The killing. What he killed people with. This tire iron with all these little special things on it. Yes. This killed people very well. And it was very gruesome. And then they had another one where somebody was killed. A girl was waiting, one of the sorority girls was waiting in her psychiatrist, laying down on her psychiatrist's couch, drinking a bottle of gin or something, and is just laying down, guzzling it down, and the murderer comes in and just shoves it down into the back of her throat. And the blood gushes and everything, and it is very, yes, I think the kills are very good. I was just not very impressed with the acting. Oh, shit. That wasn't anything about you. I just heard something coming from my snake cage that I'm gonna have to be cleaning. Okay. Yes. Yes, it's all fun and games till someone gets stabbed with a tire iron. Yes. So, I liked this movie for some reasons. I disliked it for some reasons. So, yeah. So it's an okay movie. Yes. Maybe I just didn't spend enough attention to the girls. But I was so into the killings. I was like, see more kill. Jennifer Tochi wants to see more kill. Yes, but that is my review of Sorority Row. Yes, from my new Brian picks. Goodbye.